Experts are under siege, and your life is the collateral damage. Misinformation is metastasizing on every screen, rewriting reality with every click. Can you spot the lie before it kills us all? In The Death of Expertise by Nichols, a troubling question comes to the fore. Have you ever felt that despite an unprecedented flood of information, genuine knowledge is increasingly devalued and reasoned? Debate is on the decline. Perhaps you have been frustrated when well-established facts are casually dismissed, or when every opinion, no matter how uninformed, is treated as equally valid. Nichols argues this isn't just a fleeting irritation, but a dangerous societal trend where the rejection of expert advice and established knowledge leads to poor decisions in our personal lives, flawed public policy, and even an erosion of democratic foundations. This book unpacks the phenomenon of the death of expertise, exploring its complex origins in human psychology, the shifting landscapes of education and media, and the vast, unfiltered expanse of the internet. By understanding these forces, you can gain clarity and feel more empowered to navigate our complex information age. The first step is to recognize that the assault on knowledge is real and more dangerous than simple skepticism. Nichols explains that we are witnessing a rise in active hostility towards expertise, where rejecting expert advice is often seen as an assertion of individual autonomy. People increasingly confuse their opinions with established facts, stubbornly defending personal beliefs even when contradicted by overwhelming evidence. This has serious consequences, contributing to public health crises like the anti-vaccine movement, where celebrity opinions trump medical consensus, or fueling dangerously misinformed public policy debates, such as those surrounding military intervention in Ukraine, where individuals least able to identify the country were often the most enthusiastic for forceful action. True expertise, as Nichols defines it, is a combination of education, talent, experience, and peer affirmation, and it is crucial for the functioning of a complex society that relies on specialized knowledge in countless areas, from medicine to international relations. Next, consider how your own mind can sometimes be an obstacle in discerning truth. Nichols delves into common cognitive biases that affect us all. One major culprit is confirmation bias, which is your natural tendency to seek, interpret, and recall information in a way that confirms your pre-existing beliefs, while conveniently ignoring or downplaying evidence that challenges them. For instance, if you believe a certain diet is healthy, you are more likely to notice and remember articles supporting it. Compounding this is the Dunning-Kruger effect, a psychological phenomenon where individuals with low ability at a task overestimate their ability. Essentially, the less you know about something, the more confident you might feel that you are an expert, and the less capable you are of recognizing your own incompetence or the genuine expertise of others. Acknowledging these universal human tendencies is vital, as they can make productive discussions feel exhausting and prevent you from objectively evaluating information and advice. Another crucial aspect is the transformation of higher education. Nichols argues that, paradoxically, the widespread access to college education in modern America has sometimes contributed to an illusion of intelligence, rather than fostering deep learning and critical thinking. Many universities, he suggests, now operate like businesses, treating students as customers to be satisfied rather than learners to be challenged. This can lead to grade inflation, a focus on campus amenities over academic rigor, and an environment where students may graduate with a degree and high self-esteem, but without the profound knowledge or critical thinking skills necessary to evaluate complex issues. Consequently, a college degree, once a reliable indicator of educational achievement, no longer guarantees that an individual possesses genuine expertise. Yet it can foster an unwarranted confidence in one's own understanding. Building on this, the Internet, while a powerful tool, often acts as an accelerant for the death of expertise. Nichols explains that the sheer volume of readily available information can create a false sense of erudition. You can Google anything in seconds, but this ease of access often leads to superficial engagement, with people skimming headlines or short blurbs instead of reading and researching deeply. This behavior, what Nichols terms a Google-fueled, Wikipedia-based, blog-sodden collapse of critical assessment, means that misinformation, conspiracy theories, and outright falsehoods can spread rapidly and persist online, often presented with a veneer of authority. Furthermore, the anonymity and echo chamber nature of many online platforms can make discussions meaner and less productive, as people argue from entrenched positions rather than engaging in genuine dialogue. The modern news media landscape also frequently adds to the confusion. The 24/7 news cycle, intense competition for an audience, and the economic pressures of the digital age have, according to Nichols, led to a blurring of lines between serious journalism, opinion, and entertainment. Many news outlets, in an effort to capture and retain viewers or readers, may prioritize speed and engagement over depth and accuracy. This can result in infotainment, where complex issues are oversimplified, sensationalized, or presented through a partisan lens. As a result, you might find yourself consuming a lot of media, yet feeling less informed, or worse, becoming misinformed while believing you have a solid grasp of current events. This environment makes it harder for you to distinguish credible information from noise and can erode trust in legitimate journalistic expertise. Finally, it's important to acknowledge that experts can, and sometimes do, get things wrong. Nichols addresses this head-on, explaining that expert failure can stem from honest mistakes inherent in the scientific process, from overconfidence in extending expertise beyond one's actual field, or, in rare cases, from outright fraud. However, the fact that experts are fallible is often used inappropriately by lay people to dismiss all expertise. Nichols argues that understanding how and why experts err should actually strengthen, not weaken, the case for relying on genuine expertise. Expert communities, at their best, have mechanisms for self-correction, such as peer review and replication of studies. While no expert is infallible, they are, by definition, less likely to be wrong in their specific domain than a non-expert. Learning to differentiate between types of expert error and to appreciate the rigorous processes of established knowledge is key for you as a citizen. The main takeaway of this book is that the growing dismissal of expertise is a multifaceted and dangerous trend, fueled by our inherent psychological biases, significant shifts in higher education and the media, and the overwhelming nature of the Internet. Tom Nichols compellingly argues that this erosion of respect for established knowledge poses a serious threat not only to informed decision-making in our daily lives, but also to the very fabric of democratic society. By becoming aware of these complex dynamics, and by consciously choosing to cultivate critical thinking, engage respectfully with diverse viewpoints, and take responsibility for your own continuous learning, you can play a part in bridging the growing chasm between citizens and experts, ultimately fostering a healthier and more productive public discourse.